It has been 119 days since I started investing in SCHD, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over how my investment has performed since that time. If you have not started investing in the stock market, you are missing out on one of the best opportunities to start building wealth. When I take a look back, there are 3 times where I had an opportunity to add to my net worth that I did not take advantage of, and I want to make sure that you don't put yourself in that same position. The very first time was back in 2007. I was in my mid-20s, didn't have a lot of financial education, didn't understand the stock market, but during that time, we had a massive pullback in the stock market, and the people that were educated on how to invest and how to grow their net worth made a tremendous amount of wealth during that time. See, during that time, I was still focusing on buying things that I didn't need to impress people that I didn't even like. And I missed an opportunity, completely missed. And then you fast forward to 2015, where we had another substantial pullback in the market. And at that time, I was in my mid-30s, and I was just starting to get my feet wet with understanding how the stock market worked. But I wasn't willing to go all in. I was still a little afraid. And to be honest with you, I don't even know what I was scared of. I was still trying to learn how to invest. I didn't have a lot of information and a lot of knowledge, and I didn't go all in. And that was the second missed opportunity that I had, where I could have substantially increased my net worth when the market presented an opportunity. And the third opportunity that came up was in 2020, when COVID wrecked the entire economy and the stock market for a short period of time. Now, although I did have knowledge of how to invest and did plan on taking advantage of that pullback in the market, that did not last as long as I thought it was going to. I mean, that was a quick market pullback and almost an even faster recovery. So I missed an opportunity to go all in. Now we're in a position in 2025 where the market is now presenting another opportunity for us to actually build our net worth. And I'm not letting this go this time. I'm not going to let it pass. So if you haven't started investing in the stock market, now is one of the best times to get started, because this is an opportunity that doesn't come by very often. Every 5 to 7 years, you may get a substantial pullback in the market where you have an opportunity to invest and potentially double or triple or even more than that, right? Your net worth. And that's why I'm making these videos, to show you how easy it is to get started with investing, so you can jump in and start to build your net worth as well. Back in November of 2024, I started investing $10 a day into SCHD. It was the second index fund that I added to a portfolio that I started building out right here on my channel. And since that time, we've seen a lot of movement in the market to the upside and then also to the downside. But the reason that I selected SCHD to add to my portfolio, because it includes companies that have a long history of paying out a dividend. So not only will my investment in SCHD continue to grow over time as the index fund continues to appreciate in price, I'll also be paid out a dividend every quarter that is automatically reinvested back into my position. So on top of the expected appreciation of my investment in SCHD over time, and then you add in getting a dividend payout every quarter that's automatically reinvested into my position, the last piece that I was intrigued with SCHD was that there was a stock split back in 2024, which made the barrier to entry into this position substantially cheaper. So after the fund split back in 2024, then that meant that I would be able to purchase more shares of SCHD every single month. So I was sold. And then the next thing that I did is I went on to an ETF database website, and I just wanted to see what were the top holdings within SCHD. And I'm going to go over the top 15 holdings, and I will link the description to the ETF database that I use to research all of the index funds that I'm potentially interested in investing in. I'll link that down in the description. So if I take a look here and I take a look at the top 15 holdings of SCHD, then you will see number 1 is Coca-Cola, 2 is ConocoPhillips, 3 is Verizon, then Altera Group, Lockheed Martin, Pepsi Company, Home Depot, Chevron, Amgen, Cisco, Merck & Company, AbbVie, Bristol Myers Squibb, Texas Instruments, and UPS, which is United Parcel Services. So that right there are the top 15 holdings within SCHD, and each one of those companies have a long history of paying out a dividend every single quarter. All right, so now you know what the top holdings are within SCHD and the reasons why I really like this as an investment opportunity into my portfolio. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how my investment has performed over the last 119 days. So we'll take a look at the screen here, and you will see that I have an open P&L of negative $85.96, and my investment in SCHD is down 7.19%. You'll also see that I have a total market value of $1,110, and I have a total cost of $1,195.97. So that total cost is the amount that I've actually invested into SCHD. And then you will see I have an average price. So the average price that I've been able to purchase my position is $27.69. And then if you take a look down, then you'll see I have a quantity just over 43 shares of SCHD. And the last price that SCHD was trading at was $25.70. All right, so as you can see, my investment in SCHD is down 7%, right? And if you've been paying attention to what's been going on in the global economy, in the news, in the stock market, then you know that this current administration is pushing the envelope and trying to get new trade deals around the globe. And the biggest trade partner that the US currently has is China. And based on everything that I'm seeing and I'm hearing, I don't know how quickly a deal is going to be able to be put on the table between China and the United States. And until that happens, I don't think we're going to see very much movement to the upside in the US stock market. Now, when the market closed on Friday, there was a little hope. There was a rally. The stock market moved a bit to the upside on the news that this current administration was potentially thinking about pulling back on some of the tariff percentages that they put on China. I don't know where that conversation is leading to, but I think anytime we hear anything that has a little bit of optimism to it, the market's going to react to it favorably. And I think once these trade deals are put into place, we're going to see the market start to rebound. Now, with that said, we could be heading towards a recession as well. I need to wait to see what the Q1 GDP numbers look like before I really have a full understanding and an opinion and be able to give my assessment on what the economy is going to look like for Q2. But just a couple of things to remember when you see that my investment in this position has pulled back. There's a lot of outside factors that are playing into this. And to be quite honest with you, like I said earlier in the video, this is an opportunity to double and triple down in your investments. So if you are investing in the stock market as part of this challenge, or you're just investing on your own and you have additional funds that you can invest into the market, not only invest in the market, but leave in the market, now's the time to do it. When these markets are pulling back and we can withstand a pullback in the market and it's not going to impact your everyday life, now's the time to do that. All right, so if we take a look at this screen here, we'll see that again, SCHD was trading at $25.67, and we actually had a 52-week high. So the highest price that SCHD traded at over the last 1 year period was $29.18. And the 52-week low, which is the lowest price it's traded over the last year, is $23.87. So again, we have an opportunity to invest in this position before it actually goes back up to its 52-week high. It's not a matter of if it'll get back to its 52-week high, it's when. All right, now let's take a look at the dividends that I've received since I started investing in SCHD. And since I started investing back in November of 2024, I've received 2 dividend payouts from this fund. The first was received on December 17th, and it was $2.42. And the second one was received on March 31st of 2025, and I received $8.56 for that dividend payout. So a total of $10.98 that I've received as dividend payout since I started investing in those. So again, those are very small dividend payouts, but I've only been investing for the 119 days. And I expect that number to continue to increase as I continue to invest in this position. All right, so that's the overview of my investment in SCHD. A couple of things to keep in mind is, although it's been 119 days since I started investing in this position, I am not investing on weekends or on holidays when the market is closed. So the 119 days are 119 trading days. So I'm not taking into account those weekends or holidays, and I'm not making those up. So it's $10 a day, every single trading day, excluding holidays and excluding weekends. Secondly, I've mentioned this on prior updates, is I only go into my account with Webull whenever it's time to give this investment for you guys. I have it set on auto investing to where it goes in and purchases my investments on every single trading day. I also have it set up to where my bank account is sending X amount of dollars to my investment account, so I don't have to do anything to invest in this position. And if you're thinking about investing in SCHD or some other index fund or some other individual stock, and you just want to be able to kind of put that on autopilot, I would suggest that you go into whatever broker that you're using, set it up on some type of auto investment schedule, so that way you don't miss an investment, which makes things so much easier. It takes one thing off your plate and you won't miss an investment. That's how you make sure that you stay consistent and you stay grinding throughout that entire process. And lastly, one of the things that has allowed me to continue to add additional index funds to this portfolio is because I budget. And I talk about that a lot on my channel because it allows me to make sure that I'm accounting for the things that I need to do, and then the money that I have left over, I can do the things that I want to do. So I've been thinking about adding an additional index fund to this portfolio. Not sure what that is. I'm still researching it. But at some point, I'm going to add an additional index fund to this portfolio. And I'm going to be able to do that because I'm just going to tighten my budget. And once my budget's put into place, I know how much money that it's going to take to put into this investment account every single month. And I just account for it like it's a bill. And I let it go. I don't worry about it. I'm not touching this account. I'm growing this account out. And I think we're going to hit $5,000 in this account very soon. If you're interested in taking a look at how my entire portfolio is performing, so not just SCHD, make sure you check out the next video.